Hi everyone. After around 7 weeks with many already playing the experimentals, Darkness Falls version 4.02 has gone stable. The update notes read like a mini thesis. Some very important bug fixes and patches, repeated raincatcher fixes, loot adjustments, many additions, and a number of quality of life changes have been made by Khaine in this version. First, we'll take a look at a few of the highlights, and for those who are new to the mod, we'll later look at how to easily install it. Right, let's dig our teeth into it. Khaine has added a Scarecrow to the game. This will help scare away vultures as they've been a real pain recently. Only kidding. Nope, nothing to do with birds. The Scarecrow is actually a disguised chunk loader. It has a 16-block radius, which should help with plant and raincatcher progression problems. So you just plonk this down anywhere in your farm area and leave it to do its thing. There are now more farm plots floating around. Besides using rotting flesh, you can now also use fertilizer to create farm plots. Additionally, supply drops have a chance of dropping farm plots, and our best trader of all time, Trader Rect, also has a chance to sell them in his secret stash.
Everything's for sale, even to an idiot like you.
Stolen vehicles, anyone? Detective Khaine has been hard at work trying to sort this problem out and to track down most of them. Apparently, he has fixed a number of the problems that are causing vehicles to despawn and simply just vanish. It is not perfect, but the problem should occur a lot less now. A Beehive has been added to Darkness Falls. It can be unlocked with or without the farmer class. Currently, the hive produces honey and fat. All you got to do is just place it down, and within a day, it should be harvestable. There is no fuel or feed that is required, similar to the snare or the chicken coop. Do not place the hives on top of one another, as only one of them will then work. And the recommendation is still to have at least a gap between them. Speaking of helpful things, a very helpful Discord user has created many new icons for Darkness Falls. Android Data provided an updated and contemporary looking icons for the game. They look great and pretty awesome, so a big thanks to Android Data for his generous help. The Wandering Horde system is now more customizable. We have a text file that can now be edited, and if you wish to change a number of the spawning zombies and how often the Horde spawns, you can go ahead and do this. Those who wish to switch off Blood Moon can create a more authentic experience by increasing the monster number and the frequency of Wandering Hordes. Of course, you can also do the opposite if you really don't like the Wandering Hordes and you want to calm them down completely. Krunch's new massive 12K map for Darkness Falls also is in the lineup. It has been updated with Darkness Falls POI so that you can play with it if you want to do the story. It also includes a large highway network between the cities and towns and numerous other custom POIs. These large cities are simply gorgeous. However, be warned, a 12K map is huge, so a rule of thumb is that you should have at least that amount of memory for the map size. So I would suggest at least 16 gigabytes to run the map. It should run on lower memory systems, but how well it will run, that's the question. Khaine has also added 5 new maps of his own. They have a 2 in the title. There's also a new extra large map included in the lineup. Compo Pack for Alpha 20 is still not ready, so Khaine is unable to include it in the mod release. Hopefully it'll be out this year sometime. Dropped turds are now smaller. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the old size, which did appear as if a behemoth had passed it, are now history. A more manageable human size has been revealed, and the toilets all over the map thank Khaine for his thoughtfulness. The pulse rocket is the most powerful weapon in the game. However, until its update, you would kill yourself trying to fire it. That is because the rocket would drop at your feet. Khaine has now updated and added the missing recipe, and the rocket is fixed so it doesn't fall down to the ground when you actually launch it. If the damage is not enough, Khaine also increased its damage, and overall the Demolition's Expert perk has been updated so rockets benefit with a higher level of the perk. Next, something that will certainly have many cheers all around. There's a perk called Quicker Crafting, which speeds up your crafting by 10% per level. Players will now be happy that scrapping has been given a boost, so that is up to a nice 30% for both your personal and workbench scrapping. That is not all. When you install the wrench in your workbench, you will now also receive an additional 25% decrease in scrapping times. Overall, this is a great quality of life bonus for that annoying brass loot that takes forever. Khaine has shown a lot of love for your Knuckles. Knuckles are more viable for later game as you can now install various additional mods on them. Armor Shredder mod, Extra Padding mod, which is a new one, which reduces the amount of degradation to the Knuckles, Flammable Oil mod, and the broken glass mod, which causes bleeding. Speaking of bleeding, there's also been a number of fixes to make bleeding better overall in Darkness Falls. Better stacking of bleeds, higher level bladed weapons can also cause more bleeding damage, and even pistols have been fixed to have their bleed effect functioning correctly. Now, here is a huge quality of life change. How many of you go into the wasteland using anti-radiation pills? I know, a lot of you. Anti-rad pills now display the remaining time in the bottom left. This is very, very convenient and now means you should hopefully avoid running out of time while still in the wasteland due to forgetting to pop a pill. A new legendary weapon has been added, Jason's Machete. Like Porkin's shotgun, it ignores 50% of armor. Honestly, if you're using knives and machetes, I would seriously consider keeping this for a long time. Maybe only surpassed by a laser sword, or if you get to put a laser battery mod into a titanium knife. Jason's Machete is fun to play with, and as you upgrade, your action skills will become even more brutal. This big boy has had his nuts chopped off. It was decided by the Council of 10 that Titan block damage be reduced by 25%. So that is a whopping down from 4,000 to 3,000. This will certainly help keep your base intact for a few minutes more longer during a Horde night. If that was not enough, titanium blocks now have an additional 5,000 hit points. So that is sitting on a healthy 30,000 hit points overall. Finally, we move into the infamous demon fireballs. These have been plaguing humanity for many years. These are the changes. First, demon fire effects have been halved in their damage. This affects all named demons and the demonic zombies, the ones with the red particle effects. With damage being lowered, the fireball effects now will stack duration, which I believe is a good compromise. So a simple drink of water will still make the demon fire a basic party trick. Also, demonic zombies have had their fireball explosion radius lowered from 10 blocks down to 5. So, the splash damage is now a lot more manageable and won't affect you from halfway across the map. The patch notes say, guns that disable demon regen should now also disable the ability for them to throw fireballs while the anti-demon regen is active. This, my fellow survivors, will go a long way to helping manage demonic fireballs. The only good demon is a dead demon. However, with this feature, it will certainly help us stay alive while we try to actually kill the demonic and not have fireballs thrown at us. That is it for the highlighted changes in 4.02 stable. Stick around if you want to see a brief install guide, otherwise I will see you in the next one. Right, this is just a quick install guide. The Darkness Falls team recommends against using the mod launcher as you may have more problems with it. Those who have already got a previous version, 4.01 or some of the other experimentals possibly, please make sure that you delete the old mods folder. Delete the old one first, then replace it with the new one. First, we're going to make a copy of our existing 7 Days to Die folder. With Windows 10 or Windows 11, copy and paste the 7 Days to Die vanilla folder into the same root folder. You can see over here my Steam folder is on the default C drive location. Once you have copied and you've pasted it and it's finished copying, you will have the word copy in the file name, or actually in the folder name. Now, rename the folder to whatever name you want. I usually use the Darkness Falls version that I'm currently using over here, and I'll put that into the name. Now we go off to the download link for the mod. This is in my description, or you can go to the announcements page in the Darkness Falls Discord. I've chosen the first link. Click the 3 dots and download the zip file. The zip file is just over 4 gigabytes in size, so once it is done, use whichever zip application and unpack the files in the folder. If you just have Windows 10 or 11, then you can use that to go into the zip file, just double click it, and now copy the mods folder. You can also choose all the other files if you would like as well, especially if this is server related. Copy the mods folder, go back to where you were with your 7 Days to Die installation that you copied, and paste that folder into the root of that 7 Days to Die folder. And that's it. Once it's finished copying, you are done. You can now double click the 7 Days to Die exe or application file, and once you double click it, the game will start. You can also add a shortcut to your desktop. Once you see the menu, it should show version 4.02. Remember, the maps that are recommended are the ones with the Darkness Falls in the title. Well, that is it. Enjoy version 4.02. My highlights did not do it justice. There are a large number of points and changes that I've missed. So take a look at the patch guide for more information, and I will see you in the next one.